Opening day is just 3 weeks away. And with that, we turn our attention. The Golden Spikes Award preseason odds have officially been released by the fine folks over at FanDuel, and there are a number of high-end SEC talents that have odds you can place wagers on. As we look at some of the top names, guys, Jack Caglione of Florida at plus 500. Nick Kurtz of Wake Forest plus 600. J.J. Weatherholtz of West Virginia at plus 700. Travis Bazana of Oregon State plus 950. Tommy Tanks White of LSU plus 1,400. Charlie Condone of Georgia plus 1,400. Vance Honeycutt of UNC plus 1,600. Malcolm Moore of Stanford plus 2,000. Mike Sirota of UConn plus 2,000. The rest of the list looks like this. Wake Forest's Seaver King at plus 2,000. Texas A&M's Braden Montgomery at plus 2,100. Wake Forest's Josh Hartle at plus 2,100. Oklahoma State's Carson Bing at plus 2,300. Wake Forest's Chase Burns, formerly a Tennessee Volunteer, at plus 2,300. Iowa's Brody Brecht at plus 2,500. LSU's Thatcher Hurd at plus 3,100. Cal's Caleb Lamavita at plus 3,400. Arkansas's Hagen Smith at plus 3,400. Mississippi State's Dakota Jordan at plus 3,700. Clemson's Will Taylor at plus 5,000. Florida State's Cam Smith at plus 5,000. And finally, NC State's Jacob Cozart at plus 5,000. Those are the players right now that have available odds to bet on. And so with that being said, guys, I first have to say this, and it's not because I have South Carolina ties, but where in the world is Ethan Petry on this list? Guys, you cannot tell me you watched Ethan Petry's freshman season and then say he should not be on the short list of preseason favorites to win the Golden Spikes Award. I mean, this dude, he wasn't just one of the best freshmen in college baseball last year. He was one of the best players, period, in college baseball. So Ethan Petry not being on the list is perplexing, to say the least. You see Charlie Condone there, who finished a little bit better than Petry, but not much. Those guys were neck and neck all season. You know what? I probably wouldn't go with Petry or Condone, though, because it's just, we've seen it far too often. I'm not saying these guys are going to fall off the face of the earth or have bad seasons by any means, but we've seen those sophomore slumps before where the expectations are so incredibly high. It's like, how do you top what you did in your first year when you had no expectations? Now the book is out on you. Guys have film. Guys know how to pitch to you. Pitching coaches are going to plan for you. They're going to pitch around you, whatever it is. So I would not go, even though I think they'll have really good years for their respective clubs, I wouldn't go Petry. I wouldn't go Condone. As I look at sort of the middle of the list to bottom, I think the most underrated, or I think that the sleeper of this group is Hagen Smith at Arkansas plus 3,400. I think he's got the type of stuff and the type of talent to have the year that you need to have to win the Golden Spikes, right? I think he could be that type of dominant pitcher. Braden Montgomery at Texas A&M, guys, is another one. I mean, it's an unfair advantage to be a two-way, right? It really is. But that was arguably the best pickup in the transfer portal this offseason of any college baseball club, to get Braden Montgomery from Stanford to Texas A&M. Guy throws 96, 97 off the bump, is a fantastic slugger. Guys, it's funny. I was watching highlights from last year from the regional round, right? And Texas A&M had to go to Stanford. And it's just so funny, like in this transfer portal world. I know it's it's kind of old news now, right? Because the portal's been around, but like, it's just crazy to think that a guy who's hitting a home run against you in June of 2023 is now a key piece in your lineup in 2024. Like, it's just wild. It's wild that can happen. But Braden Montgomery, guys, I think you'd be smart to throw some coin there. Of the top guys, I like Vance Honeycutt. I know he's not SEC, he's UNC, but I like Vance Honeycutt a lot at plus 1,600. But guys, you look at this, and I know it's not the value play, but I mean, how can you bet against Jack Caglione? And people will look at last year and say, well, he was okay on the bump. He wasn't great. Guys, he was coming off of Tommy John surgery. Right? Hit over 30 home runs and had a 4.3 ERA in the SEC. Like, that's good for POs, pitchers only, to have. He did it while hitting and playing in the field every day, while swinging the stick every day. I mean, again, it feels like an unfair advantage when it comes to the Golden Spikes to be a two-way. I think Jack Caglione has that advantage. I think it's his award to lose, guys. So it feels so boring to go chalk. It feels so boring to go with the obvious selection that is Jack Caglione. But, guys, I think you throw some coin there. I think you absolutely throw some coin because barring injury, which obviously we don't hope to see, but barring injury, barring just a really disappointing season, if Jack Caglione is himself, he's going to win the Golden Spikes. Like, there is no question. But if you don't want to go chalk, you don't want to go with the favorite, Vance Honeycutt from North Carolina is a really good one. Braden Montgomery from Texas A&M, another two-way, is a great one. And Hagen Smith from Arkansas, I think, is a really good one as well. And what's going to be so much fun, guys, in closing, who emerges that's not on this list, right? There's going to be guys all across college baseball that we're not even talking about. They're under the radar. Maybe they're true freshmen that could step up and emerge and be the Golden Spikes winner. So, Jack Caglione, Vance Honeycutt, Braden Montgomery, Hagen Smith, Thatcher Hurd, Tommy Tanks. Who you betting on to win the Golden Spikes Award this upcoming college baseball season?